parts to something that far.
Yes. So it's on Facebook Live right now. And I think we're friends on Facebook, so you can see it on my page and click share.
Okay.
They changed it. I can't send it to you like I used to be able to. Crazy. So while you're doing that, I'll do your intro. So let me go back here to photos. Welcome everybody to Comic Spot. We don't worry here. Sometimes nobody's watching, and by the end of the day, there's 100 to 500 views or not. But Comic Spot was created by me so that y'all could get to know people like Shawn Fitzsimmons. Yes, he's our guest today, and he's kicking it in comedy. So let me read you his intro, and then we're going to get to know him so you can support him. So here we go. So it says here that Shawn Fitzsimmons is a Las Vegas comedian, and I can attest to that. He is a regular at Delirious Comedy, Jokesters, and LA Comedy Clubs. He is the host of his own amazing hit show called Fitz and Friends. It's at this really cool place called Artifice. I always mess up the word Artifice.
There's two places with very similar names that both have comedy. So yeah, sometimes we get them mixed up.
Yes. His is F-I-C-E ending.
You got it.
And he's also a former professional MMA fighter. So welcome to Comic Spot, the amazing, hilarious, funny, nice Shawn Fitzsimmons. Hi, Shawn.
Hi, Linda. It was quite the introduction. Thank you so much. I'm blushing.
Yes, thanks so much for coming on. You look really hot in that shirt. I see all your tattoos.
Oh shucks. Thank you.
Really cool. I saw you last night at a show. It was a really good show that
was fun. Yeah.
I was watching. Yeah. I love coming to Artifice to your show. Not because I'm trying to get on the show. Not only because of that. It's a really well-produced show, well run. And you have a great crowd. Your crowd comes to laugh.
They're my yogis. Yeah, I teach yoga, and that's where like the people there every single week are my friends from the yoga studio. So they've been very present, very supportive of everyone that goes up, and really makes the energy of what goes on there just kind of unique in comedy. Very supportive, and there to have like a ton of fun.
Yeah, I love it there. They're there and they're listening, you know?
Yes.
A lot of places.
Sometimes we don't always get that with the bar show, especially a free bar show, but they really appreciate it. And they show their love of the comics through the tip share that we do. So it's been such a blessing all around.
Yes, I see them getting up, throwing money into that big vat you have. It's so cool to see people tipping.
Everybody's having a good time, and they just want to show appreciation for the good time. So yeah, it's been a cool energy exchange to where we're not getting the comics exactly what they're worth because they're amazing. They're strip headliners, but we're compensating them the best we can for like a Tuesday night workout room. They're able to work on their new material, all that good stuff. So I think it's just been mutually beneficial across the board.
Yes. I started comedy in Portland, Oregon, and about a week ago, you had Amy Miller there.
Yeah. Amy was great.
Yeah. And she ran Portland's Funniest. She won it, and so they had her come back as alumni and host it when I came up and competed. So it was really cool seeing her after all these years.
She's crushing it. Her and Johnny I think their tour's still going, but yeah, we had her and Johnny Pemberton stop by 2 weeks ago now. And they had a great show. It was a really cool opportunity, like just kind of branching out into some like different avenues of, we tried a ticketed event, and I think it went pretty well.
It did. I love, you fill up your place. You have like 3 different areas or 4 in there where people can congregate on 2 sides of a bar inside the showroom. And then there's like a waiting room where people can congregate. So it's really nice.
Well, which it's given like the comics the place to kind of enjoy be a little bit further back and still have like their quieter conversations. But then the crowd area is just, it's set up around the stage. And I think that's what makes the energy of the show there particularly fun, because everybody's invested. We don't have too much background noise from the bar. So yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. Well, let's go back in your early years growing up. You're hysterically funny. You've been all over Vegas doing comedy. And so I know Jeffrey Peterson speaks very highly of how you.
Oh yeah, I just talked to him last night.
Yeah. And he just loves your comedy and who you are as a promoter. And so you had to start becoming funny early on. I would imagine as a little child, you have great memories being funny. And I love hearing these stories. When did you first get told or figure out funny was fun?
You know what? When I realized that I wasn't the best at school, you start to think about ways to use humor to get out of some challenging situations scholastically. So my mom was always like, you're the comedian of the family. And I guess it just kind of stuck. But yeah, I would say it was from struggles in school. Like, if you're not going to be smart, you should probably be funny.
Did you ever get in trouble for being funny? In my day, you got in trouble for it.
Yeah, I've always gotten in a little bit of trouble. Nothing too crazy, but always been one to enjoy a good time.
Yes. What city did you grow up in, or where do you call home?
So I moved around a lot when I was a little kid. I was born in Seattle, but then I grew up almost exclusively in the South. So it was mostly Arkansas. Bentonville's my hometown.
Wonderful.
But now I've been in Vegas longer than I've been anywhere else. So Las Vegas for me.
Yes. What brought you to Vegas? Was it the comedy?
No. I've actually, it was the martial arts. This is one of the best places in the world for that too. So interesting, these two different worlds. Vegas is an amazing place for both of those pursuits.
You had a career as an MMA fighter.
Not a great career, but a career, yeah.
I didn't go and Google what that career was, what your stats are, and I don't spy on people.
Not good stats. It's tough. So I got to the levels where you were fighting some of the better guys in the entire world. I just couldn't quite always beat those best guys in the world. So probably another thing that it's like, all right, time to develop a sense of humor.
Yes. My dad was a boxing promoter in Portland in the 60s.
Okay.
So I love sports, I like all sports, but I really am like the ones on the mat, wrestling, fighting, any kind of that boxing. Those are pretty special to me because of my dad.
You play sports. Any of the sports that you mentioned, those are fights. There's just a whole different level of energy in it, and it's one of the more primal things that we do. We get to have those controlled bouts of aggression, and then there's nothing but love afterwards. I think it's a really beautiful dance, and it's cool to see more and more people appreciating the jiu-jitsu, the boxing, the kickboxing, just putting it all together.
It's really come a long way. It's so accepted now.
When I first started, it was not even legal in every single state. There wasn't a ton of shows, but now it's every city in America you can train Brazilian jiu-jitsu, mixed martial arts, boxing, kickboxing.
Very cool. So you started, you weren't scholastically necessarily interested, same as me. You were born in Seattle. I was born in Portland. You've lived in the South, so have I, in the military. You got into comedy because, so was it MMA fighting and then comedy, or both at the same? Or
no. I had been done for a while. Actually, my main gig right now is teaching yoga in addition to comedy. So I was doing that at the time, still training jujitsu, but not actively competing in mixed martial arts. I had a couple of friends who were doing open mics, and I was just like, I want to try this. I didn't have any game plan behind it. I knew that it made me nervous, and I wanted to kind of like confront that nervous feeling. And that's kind of what I started with. Just went to an open mic, and I was like, oh, it gave me that same feeling. It's about to like walk into the cage or something, but in like a much more positive energy. Like, so everything about it was like, oh, you're going out there with the intention of making people feel better. And I like that intention behind everything I do.
Oh, that's so cool. That gave me chills.
Oh, shucks.
That's really great. So you at some point you were going up to mics and then to shows. In what period, how fast did you transition from going to mics to shows?
You know what? I would like to give props to an amazing mentor I had in comedy, Don Barnhart, an amazing human being. And he's been a friend for much longer than I've actually been doing comedy.
Wow.
His wife did a women's self-defense tour in Europe and invited me from the martial arts side of things. Don went with, and that's where me and Don started a relationship. And then when I got into comedy, after doing a couple of open mics, just kind of helped mentor me through it, kind of find our punchlines. And then gave me some opportunities. He's the owner of Jokesters and Delirious Comedy Club, and has been so incredible in helping me get to that next level. So always truly, truly grateful to Don Barnhart.
Yes, he puts on a real good school here in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Where he mentors, and has a graduation show, and then he has 2 or 3 different shows going on a week here in Vegas from time to time.
So Delirious is 2 nights a week on Thursday and Sunday, and then it's 3 shows a night on Friday and Saturday. So there's tons of opportunities to go to Delirious inside of the Grand on Fremont Street.
Wonderful. I know as a veteran of the military, I can go on VetTix and get free tickets to go. So that's cool for veterans because he puts on, he doesn't play. He puts on people he knows are going to kill.
Yes. Always really strong comics.
Yes. I love that. I love knowing, like when you go to the Tropicana or some certain clubs, they're always going to knock it out of the park. And your show is getting that reputation as well. Just
Thank you so much. This is the entertainment capital of the world. Yeah, like people have just a high expectation of the entertainment that they see, and if I could put together a show that meets those expectations, it's huge.
And for you putting on a show at Artifice, and you just told me that the people in the audience are your students or people you've known.
A lot of them, and then a lot of them have come in through. Yeah, I wouldn't want to say it's exclusively my yoga students, but it's been a great base to start with. And then people, it keeps picking up steam week after week. Knock on wood, I hope it keeps doing that.
Yes, that's really great because I know a lot of club owners or club promoters that expect all the promoting to be done by the artists, and you're doing it, so that speaks very highly to you.
It's my job. Yeah. I've never expected any promotion from any of the comics. Like their name power is enough to get there, and they, even if they haven't heard of the particular comic that's coming that week, it's week after week, they're like, oh, this is the level that we've set. So
yes, you don't have to worry who's going to be on. If they're on your show, they're going to be good.
100%.
That's awesome. So like when you're doing yoga, that's your day job?
Mm-hmm. Just got done teaching.
What's that?
I just got done teaching.
So is there a big transition between teaching people yoga and going out on stage, or are those so similar?
It's still the art of engaging. As comics, like we're trying to engage with everybody in the room. Same thing with yoga. Like I just want to make them feel seen and interactive. Like if it ever feels like we're going through a script on stage, our jokes don't come across as well. But if we're like really actively engaged and with the crowd in both forms. It's going to be a better experience for everybody involved.
No wonder you're so dynamic on stage. Now I get who you are. That explains it totally. You know, these interviews are more for me than they are for you. Trust me. I learned so much.
Oh, it's very cool. And yeah, thank you.
Yes. So you have this show and it's at the Artifice. Tell people how they can get there or when, you know, go ahead. Plug it. Plug it away.
Artifice is Charleston and Art. It is the second bar right off of Charleston. The doors open at 8:00. We have the food truck from Me Diet Cafe offering food from 8 to 9 so people can get good, healthy takes on bar food before the show. All the drinks at Artifice are super affordable. There's never one time we did a ticketed event, but there's never a cover charge for Fitzy and Friends. So every Tuesday night, the show starts at 9:00. We're over by 10:15. So it's a very tight 75-minute show. And I think that's one of the things that keeps the audience engaged because they know that for 75 minutes, 100% of our attention is on the stage.
Wonderful.
And that's our jam.
So when people come to town or if you live here in town, look up Artifice and get there. It's on Tuesday nights?
Tuesday nights. Doors at 8, show at 9. If you get there by 8:30, you're most likely going to get a really good seat.
Got it. Okay. So is anything else going on in your comedy career or yoga career that you want to plug?
Yeah. You know what? Tomorrow I'm doing a show at the Mint. Actually headlining that one. It is Bahaha Beats. TC Morgan's the host. I think we got Roscoe Witherspoon, another funny guy from Arkansas. I think Billy Ford's on that one. Good buddy of mine. I love Billy.
Me too.
Few other really good comics. So it's going to be a fun one. And then after the show, they go right into some deep house, like EDM music. So it's going to be a nice little party.
Oh, fun. And so in numbers of years, how many years have you been in comedy?
It's been about 2.5 now. So yeah, still a baby in the game.
You're so good at it. 2.5 years. Oh my gosh.
I put the same kind of energy that I put into martial arts into it. So writing as much as possible, out seeing other people who are at the top of their craft, and just being around it as much as possible. Learning at Delirious and Jokesters was a big part of that education too. Just being able to pick the brains of these comics that have not only been doing it 10 years, 20 years, 30-year veterans of comedy. Like, how can you not just sit there and soak up information?
Yes. I love asking questions. You know, that's what I said. I wasn't being flip. When I'm interviewing people like you and others, I am getting a master's degree in comedy tips by asking, you know, it's so people can get to know you. But in the process, I'm soaking up information myself.
Same.
Yes. So what are some tips you have for people coming up behind you about comedy?
Well, behind isn't a good word. It's just, yeah, it's get out, do that first open mic, make adjustments after each one. After each set, make a few notes. I had another comic friend turn me on to Ralphie May's 12-point thinking of a set. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. But he just rated different things. So it was like a new tag was a few points. A new joke was more points. Switching the order was worth some points. So it was just taking your set list, refining it, getting rid of extra words, finding your punchlines, landing your punchlines, stepping into those. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Try to make the most out of all the stage time you get. Take your notes. Your video is important. All that good stuff.
Tell me something silly or crazy, goofy that has happened when you've been around comedy. I know I've seen a lot of stuff. So I'd love to hear
stuff
a
that
funny
I could say on Facebook Live. we're a fun group of people. We really are. So when we get together, it is fun. It is definitely fun. Yeah, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but yeah,
No.
the underlying, I would suggest getting into the comedy scene and realizing that there's just so many good people here.
So many.
People, when you're on stage, people are rooting for you, and that's a nice thing to know. Like, everyone's there to have a good time. All the other comics are rooting for you to get laughs. Like, it's great for everybody.
You're a super promoter, and you're super positive, and it's a pleasure getting to know you this way. And so, is there you can have 5 minutes, 10 minutes to say anything you want. We're a little ahead of schedule. Is there anything you'd like to say before you head out?
This has been an amazing opportunity. Thank you for having me on. And yeah, it was a great way to get to know you a little bit better, Linda. Yeah, just get out there, support live comedy. It will always be a good time. I've never gone to a comedy show and left less happy than I walked in. It's never happened.
Oh my gosh.
So it's always going to brighten your mood. So just keep that in mind and when looking for entertainment.
You are so positive. It's just a joy to talk to you and get to know you.
Thank you so much, Linda.
You have a very strong mind, positive mind.
I try to stay positive. Yeah, there's just no time for anything other than that. Yeah, I teach yoga and I tell jokes. I don't really have much to be upset about.
I have one last little question.
Please.
How did you get the idea to have this hit show at the Artifice? Were you just driving down the street one day and you go, that's where I want to open up a show?
Not at all. Not at all. It was presented to me. I had just opened for Pauly Shore. And then a friend of mine recommended, the owner of Artifice reached out to a friend of mine and was like, hey, do you know anyone who would be good for hosting a comedy show? And she mentioned me. They reached out and I told them what I wanted for the show was to like really cater to professional comedians. I knew that I wanted 4 to 5 comedians a night, a tight 75-minute show. And I was just willing to see who was wanting to do it. And it's grown from this really just simple concept to something that I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, the comedy community is so lucky to have you. And I'm so proud of your hard work and your ethics. You know, ethics are everything in this business. Everything I've seen from you is above board. And so that kudos to that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming on today. And I look
pleasure.
forward to, I'll be there every Tuesday that I can.
We'll see each other at shows all the time. I'm sure of it.
Absolutely. Take care. Cool. Thank you so much.
Have a great day. See you soon.
Bye, Shawn.